The old bookstore on the street corner. Tucked away on a quiet old street in Boston, USA, sits a tiny old bookstore. It is a small shop with a weathered wooden sign faded by the wind, bearing only a simple line of English words, books and quiet. This place was the most comforting haven of my entire youth. The owner is a white-haired elderly man named Henry. Everyone on the street knows of him, yet few truly understand him. He opens the store promptly every early morning and closes it at dusk, unhurried and steady, like the most reliable clock on the block. The bookstore is crammed with yellowed old books, with bookshelves stretching from the floor all the way to the ceiling. The air is always filled with a faint, aged scent of paper, calming anyone who steps inside in an instant. My name is Lily, and I am 16 years old. I am the most frequent visitor to this bookstore. My parents are extremely busy with work, leaving our home cold and lifeless all year round. That's why I head straight to this old bookstore after school every day. It's the most relaxing place for me. I have never liked noisy crowds or the hustle and bustle of school life. I only love hiding among the layers of bookshelves and reading quietly in undisturbed corners. There was a period when I fell into the deepest slump. I failed one exam after another, drifted apart from my best friend after a misunderstanding, and countless trivial grievances and pressures piled up in my heart, weighing me down. During that time, I would sit blankly by the bookstore's window, staring at the pedestrians passing by on the street, unable to focus on the book in my hands no matter how hard I tried. Mr. Henry never pried into my troubles. He saw my low spirits but never disturbed me. He would simply slip a cup of warm lemonade beside my seat every time he walked past. One evening, the sky gradually darkened, and warm yellow streetlights lit up the road one after another. It was almost closing time, and all other customers had left, leaving only me in the store. Holding a half-read prose book, I felt a surge of sadness and let out a soft sigh. Henry walked slowly toward me. He offered no tedious lectures or deliberate comfort. Instead, he stood on his tiptoes, took an old hardcover book from the top shelf, and placed it gently in front of me. "Read the last page," he said in a soft, gentle voice that soothed the restlessness in my heart. I flipped the page curiously. The paper was yellowed and worn, yet the words printed on it were still clear and neat. Not all days are bright, but every day has its own light. I whispered the sentence to myself, letting the warm words sink in. Henry slowly sat down on the wooden chair opposite me and began to talk about his past. When I was young, I also went through a long, dark period of my life. I failed miserably in my business and lost my loved ones. I was trapped in the trough of life and once thought things would never get better. Later, I opened this bookstore. Guarding these shelves of books and watching young people come and go, watching you feel lost, sad, struggle and grow, I finally realized that life is never smooth sailing, but it never stays dark forever either. He raised his hand slightly and pointed toward the night outside the window. Boston has long, bitter winters. When heavy snow falls endlessly, it's easy to feel like the darkness will never end. Yet after every harsh snowstorm, warm spring always arrives on time. Life is just the same. I fell silent for a long time. All the grievances, anxiety and confusion that had built up inside me slowly faded away. Looking up at his kind and gentle eyes, I suddenly felt enlightened. Those trivial troubles that had trapped me and kept me up at night were never enough to define my life. My own light would find its way to me eventually.